You've been thinking it, but you haven't been hearing it. So get ready, because it's live, and things might get a little messy. Don't hold back, spit it out with Jayson Yessir. And now your host, Jayson Yessir.
All right, what is happening? What is going on, people? Your boy Jayson Yessir up in the studio. Spit it out, studios. The studio. That was a studio and spit it out mixed together if you didn't know. Because we all about mixes up in here. Just kidding. Anyways, let's get right into it and let y'all know what's happening, what's going on this week. As you probably seen when you clicked on this episode, it's a little shorter than usual. A little bit on the shorter side, and that is because of many reasons, a couple of different factors, and we're gonna get into it and let y'all know exactly what it is, but nothing to worry about for the future or next week or anything oncoming, because we'll be back to normal, giving you those hour-long episodes just like you used to in love. But this week, as you can see, a couple of different changes, solo dolo here, but nothing unusual. Done it in the past, and great to be back, warming up my seat just for myself. But there's a couple of factors, like I said, and we're going to get right into it as to why. Now, we mentioned it earlier about the whole Spit It Out Studios and the new upcoming look and all. And, you know, y'all have been enjoying it. I've been enjoying it as well. But I'm going to have to actually pack the stuff up and move the studio. We made that announcement before. It was just like kind of temporary for time being. So the stuff you would see it again, just in a little slightly different location. I'm not even sure. Y'all might not even be able to tell on camera once it is all done and completed. But that's one of the main factors why this episode is just running a little bit short this week. But yeah, definitely most of this stuff will all be transferred to the new studio. And probably pretty much the same, unless, you know, the designer comes in and wants to change anything else or switch it up a bit. But I think we're pretty much satisfied as what we have here. But yeah, I'm also in the process of moving myself, and not too far, within a reasonable distance, but just between moving, also currently look for another job as well, just some extra incomes. This year, I'm telling you guys, I got some big old plans for this year, so I'm gonna be busy, schedule packed, but I'm excited for it. It's so weird because I don't remember the last time I was like, oh yeah, excited to really like be busy and work, but I'm actually like super excited. Something like all of a sudden hit me like a bus and was just like, you got to be on grind mode this year, get stuff done, and just, you know, save up. And I got a couple of goals I want to accomplish, a couple of things I want to do, some travel, you know, so just like a couple of different things on my list. And in order for me to go ahead and do that and cross the stuff off my list, you know, money plays a big part. I think we can all agree with that money does play a big part in this world, and just about anything you want to do consists of it. So if you want to do it and be able to do it and enjoy yourself, you got to do it right. And that's what I'm doing. I'm going to do it right, but I'm also going to do the podcast as well. I'm like stacking up my schedule to the brim, to there's no more room left. But I'm also making sure I'm getting in, you know, the necessities, things that you need to get in as well. Of course, sleep. So whether I'm going to be grinding as hard and working 2-3 jobs plus the podcast, whatever the case may be, I am going to make sure that I still get some sleep in, because that's for sure, you know, without sleep, you're not going to have your energy, not be able to accomplish other things. And then also make sure you take some time to cook, eat, whatever that is, however you're going to consume, whether that's ordering or eating, ordering or cooking. In my case, I'm going to be cooking because I'm trying to save a lot of money. So, and I'm used to it anyways. I'm not the one to really always eat out. I can't say this whole year. I could probably, you know, we're only at the end of February now, but if I really needed to count, I would say less than 5 times, honestly, that I probably have eaten out this whole year, which is good. So, you know, it's good to have just those things where you realize like how extra you could save money by maybe instead of going out once a week, go out every other week. I'm not saying that was my case, but just whatever works out for you and your schedule, and what might be things that you might want to change that you're saying, how can I save some money here and there? Those are different ways. Also, I was playing a Theo this weekend. So, I wasn't playing, I am a Theo, you know what I'm saying? And in a game, this ain't in a game for the real ones. I'm just joking. I don't even know what the fuck I'm saying at this point. But, no, I did have the pleasure to enjoy the time with the family. My sister came down with the two of the three kids, and it was great. One of them's the oldest, so he's a teenager, and then the niece, she's the middle child, and her birthday's coming up. But it was just nice to spend the time with them, and of course with my sister as well. Spent the whole weekend. It was this past weekend, which was President's Day weekend as well, and so I had it off. So it was just, a nice long week, enjoyable weekend, long weekend. And then most of it, I got to spend the time with them, which did interfere a little bit, I will say, with things that I need to do and get done. But, you take some wins, you take some losses, some losses. So unfortunately, packing this weekend was some losses for me. I didn't get to do that or get any of that really done. Instead, I was running around with the chicken. What is it? The chicken running around with a head cough or whatever. Like I said, a busy bee. But it was all fun, and it wouldn't change it for anything else. So I'm glad that I was able to spend all that time and the good thing is they'll remember that. Like for my niece, we had took her to that Crayola experience. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it's Crayola, the art supplies, crayons and stuff. They have an experience at one of the malls here at the Florida Mall, and it's pretty cool. It was pretty dope. We went in there and you were able to do a couple of different things with the crayons, make crayons, watch shows, and also like make your own label for the crayon with your name on it or whatever you wanted to it. So I went ahead and did that. She had a lot of fun there, so that was a good time. And just things like that, obviously she's going to remember that as she's grow older, remember the time that she came down to see her uncle. And so that's always nice as well. But yeah, with all that going on, I've been super, super busy and just trying to make sure I'm getting, everything done on time, whether that's, signing leases, paperwork, everything electronically these days, but also having to go deal with picking up things and other information, stopping by offices. Then, like I said, with the other job search as well, having interviews. I had an interview actually earlier today before this podcast, as well as one last week. So just trying to schedule all that in at the same time, trying to pack some stuff and maybe I'm doing too much all at this particular time, but it's going to pay off. And I'm just super, super excited to see how it overall turns out. And just excited to see what the future has in store for me. That's really it. But I just wanted to really check in and let you guys know that the podcast isn't going nowhere. It's still going to be here weekly. Even though this week is a shorter episode, I wanted to pop on in for those that continue to come on. And, I didn't want to have you guys hanging loose. I know I've done that in the past before. 2 years have gone by. You guys probably wondering what the hell's going on. I like to say they're hiatuses, but been way too long sometimes, 2 years plus. So definitely not going to happen again. I'm going to come every single week, even if it's something like this that I have to just drop in and let you guys know what's going on, because I know not everyone follows all of the socials, but you definitely should, to be updated. And whenever things, I got to make sure I'm constantly updating that stuff as well. But definitely at Spit It Out Cast, at Jayson Yessir. Go ahead, Twitter, Instagram, each of those you can go ahead follow, or go to JaysonYessir.com. Do my best to, upload every single week of the podcast, whether that's clips on there. Also, YouTube.com/JaysonYessir, first 20 minutes of every episode. But I'm going to start posting some more frequent things as well. Gotta keep up the interaction and stuff. Gotta play with that algorithm and see what's happening. No, but just want to let you guys know ahead of time when something like might come up or whatever, but I'll always make sure to at least pop in and say something. And whether if it's a 10, 15, 20-minute episode, half hour, whatever the case, I know you're used to the hours, but gotta do what you gotta do. But I will get into just a couple of things, I guess, while we're here, so it's not just all about an update, and we can get into some other stuff. I did want to talk about, actually, what I'm excited for. So as you guys are listening to this, most likely it already came out. If not, in a couple of hours it will come out if you're like one of the first listeners. But as you know, the episode drops on a Wednesday, and this Wednesday, February 23rd. Can't wait. It's Celebrity Big Brother finale. Now, it's so crazy because I was never like really into the whole let me step back. I wasn't all into the whole Big Brother show, and I know it's been around. It's like 20-something seasons, or it might be even 30 or so. And when the Celebrity Big Brother came out, I was like, okay, let me watch this. Enjoyed it. I started actually watching the Celebrity Big Brother UK. I think we've talked about it before on this podcast. I think even when Tracy Treats the Baker, the Booty Shaker, was here, we talked about it. And it's on right now, but the US version, season 3, Celebrity Big Brother, is the finale this Wednesday. And I don't know, like, now I'm not really rooting for anyone. I'm not going to give you guys, well, it's not even going to say spoilers. By the time this comes out, it's the finale, so everything's old, I guess. So if you didn't see it, sorry. The people that were all casted on it, I was okay with. All these type of shows, it's not like they always get, they're not getting the ones that are booked and busy right now, should we say. There's a lot of times where they get someone that recently might have made a headline in pop culture, but they're not like an A-list star. And then a couple that you've seen here and there, maybe pull some from another reality show. And then there's usually like a couple child actors, a model. That's usually the hand pick. And that's exactly what they have here. I don't know if that's like what type of list they got to go by when they're the casting director selecting these people. But anyways, the people that were on it was decent. I knew most of them, or at least heard of them, and then watching the show you get to know them a little bit more. Now, Big Brother, if you guys don't know, obviously it's a game. Now, it's not a game show. See, I was reading some things, and it's technically not classified as a game show, I guess, so they don't really have to follow by the FCC rules, if that's correct. What the FCC has to do with game shows and everything. I don't know how, allegedly, I'll just say, because I don't know how true that is. I find some accounts on Twitter, some that post about this, and I had seen a post that was saying that like they don't necessarily follow game show rules because they're not a game. They don't have to follow because they're not a game show. With that said, it means they can go ahead and pretty much switch the game up anytime. And so they can, rig the game to kind of benefit another contestant, or try to, whatever. Like if they figure, this person might be boring, maybe try to get rid of them early. Or if this person is more entertaining, make sure they're stayed on. So you probably might, set up a game that's going to be more of their advantage, or have them in a higher position where they're going to stay to the next episode. So that's a lot of the talk that people say about it. Now, I don't know how much that's really true. I could see it though. It would make sense, because producers got to produce. That's what it's in the title. They got to make their money, and by doing that is producing entertainment, and that comes with pitting things, setting up things, or maybe a little scripted, or just whispering to someone's ear what to do, whatever the case may be. But anyways, that's Celebrity Big Brother. And then something else I was super excited for, and I can't really remember what I wanted to tell you guys. But so before I even get into this, I didn't even tell you who I was like rooting for. So in the finale is right now, it's Todrick Hall, Misha Tate, and Cynthia Bailey in the top 3 that we know of now. Now, the 3 will compete. The head of household who wins will be able to eliminate 1 out of the 2, and then those 2 will compete. Now, the interesting thing about Big Brother is they will leave the last vote up to the ex-housemate. So there was I think 10. So everyone that has been evicted out of the house, I know if you've probably never seen this show, you're probably like, what are you talking about? But the people that got into the house, they're the house guests, housemates, they call them, I think it's housemates or house guests. I don't know. So they're in the house, and every time they get evicted, they go home, whatever, but then they come back for the finale episode because they have the last word, and then they get to be able to put up a vote on who they think should win out of the final two. So no matter what you did throughout the whole entire season, if you're in the final two, there's a chance that you may or may not win based on whatever these people want to vote and how you might have treated them or what they've seen after on TV of what you've done throughout the whole season. So that's when it gets really interesting because, you know, when these people are all in the house, you only know what's going on of what you see in front of you or maybe what someone's telling you or hear. But now people could be, you know, like conniving and stuff and just, you know, maybe lying or trying to fool you about something or just persuade you in a certain type of way to get you in their alliance or someone else's side or just, you know, make you think things that might not necessarily be 100% true or not, you know, not true at all. And when they get home, a lot of the housemates that got evicted, they watch back and then they notice, oh, wow, this was happening. They might feel like, oh, I got played by this person. Okay, I understand it's a game. But some people take it more serious than others. And others people are like, no, it's not that serious because I understand it. It's a game. We all got to do what we got to do if you really want to stay here and win. That's what the game's about. Then there's some as well that have no idea really what they signed up for. That's like, I don't know how much Lamar Odom knew about. I don't think he knew much at all, and the way he played the game and everything, he was pretty clueless half the time. So, you know, entertaining as well though to see him be in there and stuff. But yeah, he didn't know much, but he made it far. I will say he made it to the last final five. But right now, rooting for Cynthia Bailey from House. She was, you know, Real Housewives of Atlanta. She was also a model. She has a whole bunch of companies as well. Cynthia Bailey Eyewear. She had I think she had like handbags, all this stuff. Kind of want to vote for her because she's the underdog right now out of the three. Now, she has not won anything at all throughout this whole season. Nothing whatsoever. So if she did come through and win, that would be super, super amazing. But Misha Tate and Todrick Hall, they've been partnered up each other's ass like the whole entire time, this whole season. So most likely that's where it's going to end up going, the final two to them. And then I'm seeing probably Misha Tate take it home and she'll get the vote of all the others. I don't see Todrick necessarily getting it because he did, you know, play a couple people here and there. And okay, it's a game. Some people understand it and they respect it and they might still vote for him. I know, like Todd Bridges, when he was saying he wasn't supposed to and he slipped and said it, maybe he'll change his mind now when he goes and looks back and sees whatever else. But it's looking like it's pretty much going to go to Misha on this one. And good for her, cool. She did win a lot of the head of household challenges, the vetoes and stuff. But they just needed to get rid of them from the start. Like, when you see a strong competitor like that in there, you got to get rid of them early, regardless. You cannot let them stay around. Don't even say, like, oh, to make an alliance with them or whatever. At the end of the day, the alliance has to get smaller and smaller. So they first start off with the alliance, it'd be like 4 or 5 people in it. Then it starts, you know, narrowing down once the people have to get eliminated. Before you know, you really can't help nobody out, whatever. First off, you got to think for yourself if you want to stay in the house. And then you could only really help out maybe one other person, so you and that person to kind of get by. But any more than that, it's super difficult unless you guys are constantly winning. If you have an alliance that's nonstop and they're just constantly winning, okay. But besides that, it does make it pretty difficult to go ahead and, you know, make an alliance with multiple people and make it super far without having to do some sneaky things, if we should say. But yeah, definitely you guys should check it out. Would I do it? I said before, you know, definitely want to do like a reality show. Would I do Big Brother? I would like to. I think I honestly would like to try it out. It's an experience, and I think it would honestly be fun. I think it would just be fun. I know that the people are like, oh, I can't be in a house with cameras all around me 24/7 like that. But I don't know. I think it would just be interesting and it'd be fun. And of course, I think after day one, you're going to forget that. You're not going to forget that they're there, but it's going to be to the point where you're like, you're not putting on for the cameras or anything. I would think that you're starting to adapt maybe here and there. I'm sure there's people that go on there and put on for the cameras, but it's like you're doing that 24/7. Yeah, I don't know. I want to find one, maybe sign up and see. I'm just like, how do I do that and then also like make a living at the same time? I guess you got to save up for it. All right, that's what I'm saving up for this year. I figured it out. See, a whole circle. We love when we do a episode and we do a whole circle callback. So I'm gonna save up, work, save up, so I can take some months off and join a reality show. Boom, bam, thank you, ma'am, and that's what I'm doing. And we figured it out this episode. Thank you guys for checking it in. I know this episode's like, what, where, when? But it's okay. Spit It Out Studios will look slightly different. Maybe not. You guys will have to see next week. But thanks for coming on in. JaysonYessir.com. Make sure you go ahead and listen to all the other episodes. Check that vault out at Spit It Out Cast, Instagram, Twitter, and at Jayson Yessir. JaysonYessir.com, YouTube.com/JaysonYessir. I think I said enough. 501-333-7748 because there was no commercials. But call us there, 501-333-SPIT, and you might be possibly on the show. All right, that's it. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.
JaysonYessir.com for more Spit It Out with Jayson Yessir.